Konnichiwa. Hey, a shout out to Mike at Ricefield Records in Nippon. Some advice, Mike. I've seen you wandering through the rice paddies, and boy, you're running a risk. That's ninja country for sure. So there's two that I really want. There's a couple of ninja clans up there, or sorry, over there on the west coast, and they they really are like, well, you'd call them vinyl nuts, I suppose, but they'll even attack for CDs though, so be very careful. For instance, the two most sought after ones, I do believe they want. That I have these here. These are actually Phoenix Records, digitally remastered. Bought them, I don't know, 12 years ago or something. Um, I figured I couldn't afford to buy the actual originals of these, but they are numbered. This one here is 0009. Flayed Egg. Pretty damn good, this one. I must play these this weekend. Um, this week. That's the inside. The originals of these go for a freaking fortune. This is a mighty Strawberry Path. Um, oops, sorry. When the Raven Has Come to the Earth. Strawberry Path. This is number 0318. And what's so cute is they've actually, someone's actually stuck them on there. That's the rear cover, and that's the front cover. It's great, isn't it? They're both great, but this one in particular. Yeah, so I'll just get we have the largest Japanese gardens in the southern hemisphere, just 2 kilometres from where I live. It's a bit of a brief history. Australia was at war with the Japanese all through World War II, along with the Americans. The US and Australia stopped them in New Guinea. They'd gone through the whole of Asia, almost took India. They really rampaged, and the kind, gentle, well-behaved Japanese have a very, very, very dark side. And anyway, that's a different time, a different generation, different everything. But so, yeah, how did I get onto that? Something about World War II, Japan. Oh yes, Cowra, where I live. I live 2 kilometres from the biggest mass killing in Australian history, up at the Cowra prisoner of war camp. Japanese, Italians, a lot of Indonesian sailors that were working for the Japs were captured, and they were impounded here at Cowra. It's a natural prison. I mean, we're surrounded by mountains here. There's no escape, and anyway, they were pretty well behaved mostly, but one of the Italian fascists, started to stir up trouble with one of the Japanese, fanatics, and they decided to do a breakout, and I think 400 of them. I don't know. I think it was about 400 of them were machine gunned. They killed 3 or 4 Australian guards, and they were like, they weren't proper soldiers. They were just, actually, my godmother's father, Pop Hadrell, he was a guard out at Cowra during World War II. He was a World War One veteran, but he was too old, so he was a guard there. He wasn't there when it happened, but he actually was a guard. I went up there and I saw the register, and Pop Hadrell I don't know his first name, but he's just Pop. He's like a grandfather to me. And he said he was there, and there it was. There was his name, Hadrell, but he wasn't actually there. Yeah, I think it was about 400 or something were killed, and yeah, it was. So that's just a side issue. But and of course, we have a peace bell and everything, and Cowra has a sister town somewhere in Japan. But this is I bought at the Japanese gardens. I love Japanese culture, but but it's one, typical sort of a box you would find in Japan. But if you ever go wandering aimlessly through those rice paddies carrying Strawberry Path or Flight Egg CDs or albums, be very, very careful of this one lot in particular. These are nasty. This is Congo of Koga. If you see him hanging around the rice fields, just run. Run for your life. And he's very scary. There he is again. Congo of Koga. This is one of the good ninjas. This is an eager ninja. That's Tombe the Mist. He will save you. If you get into any deep trouble, he will actually, for instance, here's Tombe being attacked by a ninja. Don't worry, he escaped. This is another evil ninja. The funny thing is with this show, this was a hugely popular show in Australia. Shintaro, the samurai, massively popular in Australia in 1964 and 65. I've got the complete set of bubblegum cards here. It's worth a lot of money to a person of my generation, that remembers all this. Yeah, absolute huge. The Beatles had their biggest ever crowd here, 300,000 in Adelaide, South Australia. But he came out, he toured out here. The TV show was so popular here. He came out here and he got crowds like almost as big as the Beatles. This one TV show broke down all the hatred between Australians and Japanese. We were brought up to hate Japs, absolutely hate them. And but that show sort of made them human in a way. And even though the voices were Americans, the funny thing is Shintaro, who I just showed you, the star of the show, part of the attraction was his voice. He had such a lovely, calm, Midwest American accent, sort of, or maybe a genteel Boston accent. I don't know. But Shintaro, what have I done? Oh, there he is. Now, what am I saying? Oh, yes, he's the good guy, and the samurai. But in the follow-up show, Phantom Agents, which is like a modernised version of the samurai. So they're running around Tokyo in. It's a great show. I watched a clip on YouTube, and it's stood up really well. It's sort of like a modern groovy rock and roll version of this stuff, brought up to date. But the funny thing is, the calm, soothing voice of Shintaro, I noticed in Phantom Agents, at the start of the show, the evil guy in the Phantom Agents, it's the same voice. It's just that he's trying to act nasty. It's obviously Shintaro's voice. Anyway, just be careful in those rice fields, old young man, Mike. Bye now. Sayonara. Hey.